Herzlich willkommen. I speak English and Mechimano will translate me. Maybe I will start on the basic things. First, we are very happy to have you in the temple, to come to visit here. We appreciate it very, very much. And I really appreciate your open mind to come when you come and you ask what we are doing and all these things. I really appreciate it. I think this is really clever and open-minded. So this place is, like you see, this is a temple on the Buddhist temple on the Thai tradition. Our headmaster, his name is the teacher Tong. In Thai language, the word teacher, it means Ajahn, so we call him Ajahn Tong. This year is already 88. He's still teaching and he's still traveling around the world, and a lot of students is there. He go and teach around the world and meet the Pope every sometimes. And what we are teaching is Buddhist teaching. Maybe to try to answer to your questions and to explain a little bit what we are doing and what it means Buddhist temple, I will try to build it slowly from beginning and then go up so you can understand. Maybe to explain it I will go a little bit in the history. I tell you some story in the history. Story about 2545 years ago. About the prince. He was living in the palace in India, north of India, till he reached 29 years. And all this time he have good times, good friends, good food, good game, everything very, very nice. He get married and he have a little baby. And then when he come to be 29 years, this was the first time for him when he go out of the palace and he start to see the life outside. And then when he start to go out, he start to see that sometimes people, they getting old, they getting sick, sometimes he start to see suffering. He start to see that sometimes in the life there is not so much enjoyment or happiness all the time. And he start to ask himself, how can I overcome this suffering? What can I do to overcome the difficulties in the life? So he decided to go and to look for a teacher to teach him how to overcome the suffering. So he decided to leave home and to look for teachers. So like I said, that time he was 29 years, and then he started to travel between different teachers, but nobody can give him the answer till 6 years. So after 6 years, when he saw that he don't get any answer, he decided to look by himself. That time he was already 35 years. And then one evening he was sitting under the tree and make different exercise on himself. And then in the next morning he find out what he looks. What he find out is something very, very simple. He find out the importance to live in the present moment. He find out that these people, they are driving and they will be mindful, they will be concentrating, they pay attention about how they are driving. The possible that they make accident is less. If someone is cutting vegetables, he look how he move the knife, he don't cut his finger. If someone going down on the stairs, he pay attention, he be very careful how he step on the stairs, he don't fall down. So like this, he was sitting and he pay attention. He see, he hear something. He know that he hear. He know it's making fear. It's no. He start to look about his behavior, physically and mentally. And in the morning, what we say, he understand himself. He understand the life in the clear way. What we usually say, he get enlightenment. I told you that he was living about 2,500 years ago in India, north of India. His name was Siddhartha, family Gautama. The language that he speaks is ancient Indian language, the language we call Pali. Most of the technical words, when we want to teach, when we want to explain about his teaching, we talk in his language, okay? So we talk Pali language. They want to say the one that understands the life, the one that understands themselves, okay? So in Pali, the word understand is good, and that's why the title that they give him, it's not professor or doctor, Buddha. Sometimes people, they don't understand, they say, what the Buddha, he was your God? I say, no, Buddha was human being. He just understand the things better with Achtsamkeit. And the technique that he find out, this is technique that they use the word of, they take two words together and they call it Vipassana. The meaning of the word V is the same like maybe most of you know the word via. It's through, into, the way, okay, direct, objectively, intuitively, from your own experience. And the meaning of the word Passana is just to see, seeing. So when we make together, we get to see clear, to see the things as they are, the nature as it is. The Buddha said, if you open your eyes, you pay attention to the nature, you can understand the nature by mindfulness. You see, that time, the Buddha actually, when he get enlightenment, when he understood the things, he was already 35 years, and then 45 years he was teaching, and when he reached 18 years, he passed away. And when we want to count the time of the Buddhism, we count it in the time when he died. So he died before 2,554 years. The Buddha, near the Buddha was his assistant, one like a secretary, monk. He has very clever memory. He can remember very clear what happened occasion, and then when the Buddha passed away, they write it in the book, what the Buddha speaks to the people, where the Buddha meets the people, what he makes. This is the way that why we know the story, what happened, the people, how we teach the people, what we speak to the people, who we meet by these stories that is written. You see, the Buddha was living about 2,500 years ago. It was about 500 years before Christ, before the Roman, they make January, February, March. In the time of the Buddha, not January, February, it's different time, different calendar, let's say. Usually they make it easy, they look at the moon, and that's how by the moon they know the month. And they give different names to the month. So every month it was some kind of different name. And the 6th month during the year, if we count order, so on the 6th month, this we call Vesakh. And by the book it's written, the Buddha born in the full moon of the month, the 6th month, it means in Vesakh. On the full moon of the Vesakh. And something like holiday or worshipping or ceremony, in Pali we say Bucha. So that's why the full moon of now it's about May, okay? So the full moon of May, okay? We call it Visakha Bucha. It means happy birthday from the Buddha. But something very strange happened with the Buddha, because the Buddha is born in the Visakha Bucha. He also died in the same day. He gets enlightenment in the same day, in the full moon of May. So that's why the Vesakh Bucha is very important day. It's memory day for these three things. So by the Buddhism, the Buddha, the main teaching of the Buddha is say, you want to be happy, don't make any bad, do good how much you can, and be mindful. So when come the Visakha Bucha, if we want to celebrate it, we try to do good as much as we can. We try to we try to promise not to make bad, and we are trying to practice and to develop the mindfulness. So that's why you can see mostly in the Visakha Bucha, people coming to the temple, they are asking from the monk, the precepts. They say we try not to kill, not to steal, not to make bad sex, not wrong speech. We try to be better people. They are coming to clean their minds to be better people by trying not to do. So in this, trying to stop to do bad. And in another way, they are coming, they making offering, they are giving to each other, they are coming the offering to the temple, to the monk, or whatever they do, good. And then they come into the temple and they are making meditation and cleaning the mind and developing the mindfulness inside them. Many times you can see that they're making in this day, because it's so important day or special day, so if there is people, they make some special things or good things, so they are offering award or prizes about something like this, or they make different kind of getting prizes or things like this, ceremonies. So all these things, in this way, they try to celebrate this special day. Also here we are teaching Vipassana. Vipassana, it means to try to develop the mindfulness inside us. So actually everybody has mindfulness. If I ask you what you are doing, immediately you know that you are sitting. But many times during the day your mind is in another place, jumping so much. I can compare the mindfulness like a muscle. Everybody has muscles. The muscles is not developed. So what people do, they go to the gymnastic room and they start maybe with half kilo and then going up to 1 kilo. Slowly, so muscles become stronger by training. So in the same way, people are asking, what kind of meditation? What is the meditation you are doing? So we are doing special or simple, let's say, simple exercise for developing the mindfulness. I'll show you, for example, I'm moving my hand so much during the day, many things. So if I want to develop the muscles of the, let's say, the mindfulness, okay? So I take very simple exercise. I'm putting my hand like this, and I'm just, every movement that I'm doing, I know it. For example, I'm going to open the hand, but I don't just open the hand. I will pay attention how I am moving the hand, turning, and then rising, touching, and turning, rising. Touching, and then I continue rising, touching, lowering, touching, back to the legs, lowering, touching, covering, lowering, touching, covering. This is simple exercise, because if I tell you go to the shopping and be mindful, so difficult. So we have to do something simple. The same things, we are very simple walking. Also we are walking with mindfulness. Also with the sitting, we sit, we close the eyes, we just pay attention to something that we are doing all the time. Rising, falling. If you want, you can come and sit here. It will be more comfortable for you. It's okay? Yeah, good. We don't need to sit lotus position or something. We can sit on the chair. People, they're sick, they don't know what to do, so we teach them how to be mindful when they are laying down, even in the hospital. If they have pain or they are worried so much, if they are learning to be more mindful, more quiet, more peaceful, they can sleep better, they can relax better, they can overcome the sickness much better. And in this way, we are teaching the people how to be more relaxed, more easy, how to live their life much better. Sometimes people, they think that the meditation is only for the monk or only for the mechi or people that close themselves in the cave. We say no. Meditation is to make you more mindful during the day life and to live your life in a better way. Actually everybody can. So this is short explanation about what is the temple, what we are doing, and about the Vesakh. I will be very happy to share with you, or if you have any questions or something interesting, or we can make discussion about anything, you're most welcome. Or if you say few subject, I try to touch the subject that you speak about. If you have more things that you mentioned before and I didn't touch, most welcome. I will be very happy to listen to you.
I know that from in Asian countries, the monks and the nuns, they living something like with nothing or with little possessions. And so, how are you gaining your livelihood? How you live?
Very good. The Buddha say the suffering is coming because of inside, not because of outside. Driving someone making beep beep beep, and get anger. So the anger is not in the other car, it's in my mind. When I'm going in the maybe shopping center and I see the beautiful cake, I like so much this cake. The gear, where is the gear? It's in the cake or in my mind? The Buddha say why we are suffering, because in our mind there is a rubbish, like a dust in the eyes. We have anger, worry, doubt, lazy, craving, all these things in our mind. We don't see them all the time, but different times they are coming, and then we are suffering. Then we are not happy. He said if we want to learn to overcome these kind of things that make us suffering, if we look at them, if we pay attention, because usually when we have something not nice, we try to run away from it. The Buddha says you cannot run away from problem. You have to face with the problem. And if you're looking at the thing, if you face with them, then you're learning to overcome them. That's why I say to the monk, if you have to train yourself to overcome the difficulties, you don't all the time looking at, you are learn to live simply, easy, comfortable life. Yeah? And if you have any difficulties, you can see this. And then you can acknowledge it and learn to overcome it. I give you an example. Yeah. Okay.
Before you was mentioning the 5 precepts, how Buddhists are dealing with people who are not following the 5 precepts.
We say people, they are doing things in the life. Sometimes they are doing things correctly, sometimes they are doing the things incorrectly. Sometimes they are helping to other people, sometimes they are hurting other people. Okay? But the Buddha said the people, they are not bad people. They are doing things wrongly because of ignorance, because they don't know the difference between good and bad. So we have 4 ways that if we want to help others, when we are in the interaction with other people, we have in different occasions, we have to use these 4 ways. Actually, it can be everybody that's making wrong things. It can be my son, my daughter, it can be my husband, my wife, father, mother, friends, my boss in the work, or my worker, someone that works for me. It can be anyone in the life. As he said, there is 4 ways that if we know to act with the other people, our mind is mean very, very high level. The first is to try to come with loving kindness. It depends on the occasion. Sometimes loving kindness is not correct. You have to come with mitgefühl, you say? Empathy. Sometimes you have to come with how to say mudita. Yeah. But sometimes you have also to stay neutral, not to take any action. You think that someone will come and attack you, say, and you know that you're okay. You don't need to answer anything. Just stay neutral. But the most bad for you if you act through anger. Mostly you will suffer. Your anger is your suffering. Or you act because of fear. Or if you can let the doubt to control you, or the laziness to block you, or maybe the gear to achieve success. Because if you follow these things, probably you don't take the right action. But if you see people doing wrong things, in the different occasions, you can treat them in this 4 ways. Either loving kindness, either mitgefühl, either Mitfreude or neutral. Usually we judge other people, they are bad, they do, but when you see them, you see they are suffering, they do things because of ignorance. We try to teach them to be better people, not to destroy them, not to hurt them.
Is it right that, also a little bit in connection to his question, that Buddhism is tolerating every other religion, and that it's not also no missionary activity, but it's something like all other religions are on the same level? Is this correct?
Of course, it's not only all the religion, all the creatures is the same creatures. You cannot say that I am better than the ant or the dog. We are all equal. All of us want to be happy. We say, don't take what no given. Don't take anything which people not give you, even no permission to talk.
Setz einfach raus.
If people, they don't ask, we don't say anything, we keep quiet. And how can I say that I know better than other people? I am just so little, how can I say I'm the best? If someone will ask my opinion, I must answer. I cannot say I don't want to tell you.
So I want to ask a little bit more delicate question. So what I see here, what I experience here, it's very nice, and I can imagine that if you practice here, you come to good ideas, and everything very nice, and I agree. But if, for example, I see some months ago in Thailand, so what you show, it's very nice, but it's something like unpolitical. And so if I look some months ago, for example, in Thailand, the people starting to fight against the king, or maybe in Burma, the monks, Buddhist monks, going to the streets, fighting, and or letting them be knocked down. I see, or I have the impression that there is quite a strong, big potential for violence, and I don't speak about the Dalai Lama. This I leave out. I know this is also different, but there are also many things which are not so the paradise like we maybe get here. So this is some kind of contradiction, some kind of a tension. Difficult for me to put it together. On the one hand, what you share with us, what you show us, and which is nice and which is also understandable, but on the other hand you have this kind of things, for example, also in Thailand, and so riots and things which is not in accordance with the teaching you are giving.
You're correct. I tell you something. If we talk two things about the monk, okay? The Buddha, we have 227 precepts. The monks don't allow to talk conversation about politics, get involved in the politics, about economy, all these things, worldly life, we don't allow to do.
Yeah.
You see, I don't know about the monk in Burma. I don't know much about all this information, so I cannot talk about this exactly. But if suppose the monk was getting involved in politics or something, they are in the wrong. Our duty is to build ourselves to be better people and to show to people how to be better people. And it doesn't matter which side of the enemy. We are not the judging. We are not the God to judge who is right, who is wrong. There is two enemies. For me, both of them my children. And this is the teaching of the Buddha. So your duty is to show, how can I say this is better than this? I cannot say the boy is better than the girl. They are fighting because both of them they have ignorance. But the papa mama, they should not mix with them. Even if tomorrow the politic man will come and ask me questions about economy, I cannot tell him about economy. I can give him Dharma. I can tell him don't kill, don't steal, to teach him how to be better politician. So he know better about the politics or economy or whatever. But I should not give him advice of economy or politics. Sorry, just about Thailand, as far as I know, the monks themselves, they didn't get involved. It was between the people, the people, and they want to take down the governor or something like this. But in Burma, I know that the monk get involved, and in my understanding, it should not be. You are right. I'm little monk, so I don't want to judge also them.
But we in the Protestant church, we have one man who is important for us, and his name is Dietrich Bonhoeffer. He was a priest in Berlin during the time of the yes, and he something like contradicted and rejected, and this costed him his life. He said for him, this man is an example for living Christianity, because, and especially because this man going into the resistance, he stand up and he say something, and he didn't just let things happen. Even he give his life for it. And for me, it's difficult to judge generally between good and bad, because maybe I'm doing something and everything very good, but maybe there's also a very bad part in it which I just don't see. And I think in everything you have two sides. Everything is ambiguous, and so to reduce it just to good and bad cannot. And also the people, they have good intention, but still they're doing sin because they are no gods.
Yeah, correct.
You make it complicated, no?
You see, the Buddha says the suffering is not coming exactly from the actions, it's coming from the mind which produced the action. And this is nature. It's not mean this is something like about sympathy or about how to say emotion. It's about nature things. Let's say the cause and effect is a nature thing, and it's not something like it's sympathy or emotion thing. For example, suppose I close my hand. Is this good or bad?
Depending where I am.
Exactly. It's depending what I'm doing. For example, there is mosquito and I'm killing the mosquito. This is come because of anger. This anger will reflect disliking on me, suffering on me. I'm not talking about the mosquito that I make him suffering. But if there is a little baby and I want to make him happy, same. I'm making the same action. But make me happy and the baby happy. You see that what make me, let's talk about me, okay? I'm not talking about the other object. What make me happy or not happy is the reason, the volition, the will in the mind that make me this action. If some things make you in the mind, create, that happen in the mind will make you suffering. Some other things will make you happy. For example, if you are killing, if you are stealing, if you do bad sex, or you are telling lies, so all these things will create effect in your mind which cause suffering, unhappiness in the future. It is something like it's just nature. And if you are helping, if you are doing something, suppose you make other people happy, so it make you happy back. This is nature thing. Yeah, please.
For example, I have good intention, I want to do something good, but maybe the opposite part or the other, he's getting it different, and suddenly something is turning around, and it's going into a totally different direction. So this is a little bit difficult for me to combine.
You see, you cannot control other people, but if you will be mindful, you can see how they react, and then you will be more sensitive about the way that you are contact with them. People, they are very complicated. You stay with them, you will be sensitive, you can see them, how they react, and then you know how to contact with them. You're correct. So other people, they have their own condition. To give someone present, but sometimes people, they are, I don't know, they have maybe confidence less, or why you think that I don't have what. But if you see it, so you say, okay, you put the present immediately. So even you want to give a present. Small things. You come to say good morning to someone. Sometimes you don't have mood, so you keep quiet. You don't care about it.
The Thai and the Thai Buddhism and the Burmese Buddhism has the same origin.
Yeah. Somehow they are the same. Even very, very related to each other.
Yeah. So she says she don't know about Thailand, but she knows Burma very well, and also the temples there. And there the monks are very present, and also the novices. And also, for example, she sees them going on Pindabat with the alms bowl and collecting their food, and so she wanted to. And then he say, yeah, they also have it here. So she say, okay, and you also having novices who are something like trained to deliver it, or you are too small here, that like you have real novices who are learning to deliver the Buddhist teaching, to be trained as a monk.
Okay. I tell you something. First, this is correct what you say. All the Theravada monk, they are going with the alms bowl and collecting the food. Here a little bit difficult, because here the people do not understand so much, and also about the weather. Mostly it's cold. So the Thai people, or the people that know, they are coming and giving us the food. In Thailand we have plenty of many novices, and in the temple we have also school. So they are learning. But the Thai people here, they have to go to learn in the school. So when they have vacation, for example, July, August, they are coming, they become novice for some time, and then they go back to school again, they have to do
here, so she says, so you also, not only for the novices, also generally you have the opportunity for temporary ordination, for example, 6 years, 7 years, and then the person may be keeping the precepts for himself, and then going back to the business and family life.
Sure. If you want to come to be the monk and to learn more experience than just to practice normally, so you can come, but it is not a joke. So say 7 days minimum, and you can change, come back over, but not more than 7 times. So in one side you can do, but another side is not a joke, it's not a game. I can give you myself an example. I am coming from Israel, and my family is Jewish. When I start to practice meditation, I see my parents, they don't understand yet. I'm very happy about the meditation. The meditation making me better person, more happy, and I can manage more in the life. I have tool in the life. but my parents didn't understand yet. If you want to be a monk, you have to ask permission for Papa Mama. And then I say I cannot ask them, they don't understand yet. So I just practice normally. I have patience, because if I practice, this is to make me better person. It's not I want to be monk only. This is not me. And then after some time, I already can ask my parents, and then I ask my mother says, okay, you do what you want, just come back home. So I go to Thailand. I became a monk for two months. Time I come here 1 week. And I meet my teacher. I became a monk for 1 week, and then go again to Israel. And then again one more time in Thailand. And now it's already 11 years.
I want to ask a personal question. The Buddhist teaching was written down or collected approximately 2,500 years ago. So how do you personally today take the grant? How are you sure to know that you are teaching and practicing in the right way? How do you know if this was written down 2,500 years ago? And because scriptures, they are open for interpretation and changing. And
very good question.
Sehr gute Frage.
Example, okay? Before, let's say 1 week, okay? Just example. It's not them, but just to show. I was sitting in the chair. And then I see someone, and then he said, I ask him, I am thirsty, where I can find the water? He said, he said to me, if you go straight, there you have refrigerator. You can find the refrigerator, and then you find the cold water. Maybe he showed me a map, or he just explained it. And then I walk, and he told me in this moment you see gong, and another moment you see chair, and another moment you see this. Okay? And then I go, I see a gong, I see chair. And then I ask him, how do you know this way? And he say, I don't know myself. This is someone teach me. And my teacher also, he say, he don't know himself. His teacher teach him. And the other one teach him, and the other one says, but all the time my teacher says that this teacher from 2,500 years ago is written in the book, the way also. So I say, I don't know if this teacher was not, yes, but he explained me and I can walk the way. It's correct, I see the gong, I see the chair. You understand? So actually what is important if he was exist or not, but the way that I see is working. I can explain you one example. You see I'm smiling? 20 years ago I all the time, very sad.
I say thank you very much.
Ich danke euch auch.
For your hospitality.
Herzlich willkommen.
Your openness, your kindness.
Most welcome.
He has a donation.
Ein Moment.
What you do, I tell you something. If you put like this, I cannot take. In the Buddhism we say don't take what no given. And we are we say if you want to give someone with full heart, you don't give them with one hand, you give them with the two hands. And when someone gives you something, you take it from all your heart, you take it with two hands. So I also want to give you something. Okay. So you can make the offering and I explain you something. Satu is mean well done. Bravo. I want to explain you something nice. In the story about the Buddha, he's saying the story that one time some woman invites the Buddha to take the lunch. After the Buddha eats the lunch, he said to her name was Supavasa. And then the Buddha said to Supavasa, when you give someone to eat, you help him in 4 ways. You give him long life, he can live longer life. This food make him the shaft of the body, you make him beautiful. For sure you make him happy, and you give him healthy. So when you give someone these 4 things, these 4 things immediately going back to you. But these good things you are doing, immediately you get longer life. You get beauty. You get happiness. and you get healthy. And when the Buddha say to the woman, he say Jataro Dhamma Vatanti. It means these 4 elements will be big on you. Ayu, long life. Vano, beauty. Sukha, it means happiness. Balang, it means healthy. This is only small explanation about all the blessings that me and Mechi going to give you. So you can do like this. And at the same time that we give you the blessing, you think about all the good things you are doing and you're done, send it to yourself, send it to all the creatures, make everybody be happy, find the real happiness. And this blessing in Pali, so you probably don't understand. Sapitiyo vivachanto saparoko vinasatumate pavatwantarayo sukhitikayo pava tanasire sanichanguta pacaino cattaro dhamma vatanti ayu Vano Tukang Valang. Wunderbar. I want also to give you this thing. This is also, before we give, we let our teacher to bless it, so we have strong concentration. So maybe a little bit for good luck to you. Small memorial, his face is here. Like I said, you have strong concentration, so it's something like good luck with good energy inside.